Sup, it's Hallie, and welcome to Amarok's Howl. This is a short horror game that was made in 2 weeks for a contest called the Kill the Cutie Game Jam or whatever. So please select the difficulty. Easy player can survive 6 hits, cold weather is milder, medium player can survive 5 hits, and weather is less mild, I guess, and hard, reduced move speed, 4 hits, and harsher cold weather. Let's just play on medium. That sounds like fair. Don't want to skip the tutorial and prologue? No. We didn't know what's up. It's gonna be werewolves, I guess. Oh, I'm awake. Well, I turned on always dash in the options before. I heard some glass breaking. Should I be concerned about that? Also, am I pressing the right key to check things? What's this? The Legend of Sedna, Part 1. Do you want to read the book? Yes?
Once upon a time, Sedna was a young woman who lived with her father. Her beauty was beyond compare and attracted many suitors from far and wide, mighty hunters, who each brought her gifts and wished for her to become their wife. Yet no matter how mighty hunter, how fine the furs or delicious the food they brought, Sedna turned each and every one of them down. Her father, a mighty hunter named Anguta, grew frustrated with her behavior. "Daughter, why do you keep refusing to take a husband?" Statement not a question asked Anguta, his daughter. "Many a great hunter came here. Each one would make a fine husband for you, yet still you keep sending them away without giving them more than a quick glance. Why is that so?" Sedna answered quickly, "It's simple, father. None of those men are good enough for me. I won't marry any of them. Not now, not ever. I'd rather marry a dog." Her prideful answer stoked great anger in Anguta. He looked up upon his daughter, his daughter, eyes burning with fury. "Is that so? Very well, you shall have your wish. If no man is good enough for you, then a dog shall have to do." No amount of pleading or crying helped Sedna. Her father's mind was set, and so the beautiful Sedna, who turned away every suitor, was married at last to a dog. Sedna's father banished her and her dog husband from the village to a remote island off the coast. There Sedna and her dog husband settled and had 10 children together. Ew! 5 of them were puppies, similar to Sedna's dog husband. The other 5 were strange crossbreeds of human and dog, with an insatiable, ravenous appetite for flesh. Sedna's new life on the island with her 10 children and dog husband was a miserable one. Her husband was no great hunter, he was just a mere dog, so he could not hunt and bring Sedna fine furs to sleep on or to make clothing with. Neither could he provide food for their children, who grew hungrier each day. Eventually Sedna and her father came to an agreement. Each day she would send her dog husband to her father's village with several small bags hung around his neck. Sedna's dog husband would then swim for the island to the village, from the island to the village, where Anguta would fill the bags with meat to feed Sedna and their children. However, Anguta eventually tired of this. He saw no use in wasting valuable food to feed his daughter's useless dog husband and the ravenous appetite of her children. Thus he decided to end this once and for all. One day, when the dog came to the village to collect the meat, Anguta filled the bags with heavy stones instead, and put a few pieces of meat on top of them, so that Sedna's husband wouldn't notice. Thus, when Sedna's husband tried to swim back to the island, the weight of the heavy stones was too much for him and he drowned. With her husband gone, Sedna had no way to feed her young. At last, her father Anguta came to see her on the island, but upon seeing him, she grew furious. Sedna sent her half-human, half-dog children at him, ordering them to chase her father away. Fearing for his life, Sedna's father quickly ran to his kayak and sailed away. The 5 half-human, half-dog children swam after him, yet he sailed too fast for them to catch up. Still, they made it on the shore, and from there they moved further inland. Their ravenous hunger took hold of them, and soon enough they started to hunt humans, feasting on their flesh. They spawned more of their kind, and from then on they were known as the Adlet. Without her husband, father, and only her 5 puppies to keep her company, Sedna was truly alone and could not feed her remaining children. Thus she made a small raft and sent her 5 young dog children in it across the ocean. There they eventually became the ancestors of pale-skinned men. Then, with no other option left, she returned to her father's village. She swallowed her pride and begged him to allow her to stay with him once more. After much pleading, Anguta took his daughter back, and she came to live with him once again.
That was not the ending I expected. But I guess she was desperate. So, do we gotta worry about monsters? Recent upsurge in wolf attacks appears to be no short-lived phenomenon. Phenomena is spelled with a PH. The numbers grow sharply with each day, and the wolves are reported to be unusually aggressive. Local authorities beseech people to stay home.
You may not know who I am. I find it hard to remember myself. I was supposed to pass on to the Aurora long ago, yet I cannot let this be. She's angry. She thinks we've abandoned her. She thinks we've grown greedy. She means to punish us. Her children grow hungrier each day, and she no longer holds them back. The seas bring no bounty. The woods offer no solace. Why didn't they listen? No matter. Steel yourself, young hunter. There's much that you'll have to learn if you want to escape her wrath. You can save your game at any time by pressing escape and choosing the save option. The game also autosaves every time you change areas.
Oh, so I can save here. Wow, there's my options. Like I said, I already messed with them. What's my status? We don't have any items. Our stats are all the same.
Kept agility, which is not twice as much. And luck, of course.
Alright, well, I don't want to fight the Wolfmans. Can we not? How about we don't? We got poofers already, guys. What is that visage in the door there?
It's too late. Though now you are here. The dog children have started their hunt. Right now, you only see a mere phantom before you, but soon you will come face to face with the real thing. Your way is barred by a malevolent creature. Stand in front of it and simply jump over it by pressing Q. You may turn in place without moving by holding W and pressing the corresponding arrow key. This will help you plan out your jumps. After jumping, you need to wait a few seconds before you can jump again.
Alright, so I guess we've got some custom controls here. Well, let me go ahead and set that up real quick and enjoy the key, if you don't mind, dear viewer. Let's see. Well, first of all, I need to make sure of what buttons actually do things. Alright, so we don't want to use that one, or that one, and that one's a backing out key. Alright, I think I found a key that doesn't do anything. This one, unless this checks. No, this does not check things. Okay, so we've got one key that I can use for jumping. And this key? Does it do anything? Oh, okay, no, I don't want to use this key then, because this one lets me walk. When I hold it, I walk slowly. We don't want to set that to jump. This key does not seem to do anything. Eh? Oh, something's already mapped. So this one is already Q, apparently? Interesting. Well, let's see if I have any keys that, like, stick me in place. Aha! Look at that. We don't have to worry about mapping anything. Is it because... Nope, that's nothing to do with Joy Key, that's just innate in the thing. Alright, so that was this button to hold still, and this button to jump. Alright, conveniently, those are both of my, like, L and R1 buttons, so we don't have to worry about that too much. I jumped as a phantom. Woo-hoo! What was that? I thought I saw something moving. Oh, it was Sparkles. Sparkles!
There close again. They think you to be prey. You have to be quick, quiet, elusive. I will guide you as much as I can. Remember, the dog children are less than even primal beasts, capable of low cunning, but they are not smart. A keen hunter will find a way to survive. Yet don't take them lightly. They can hear you running, walking, breathing. Even if they are in the next room, a sudden burst of movement can cause enough noise for them to investigate. You can run by holding shift. This will significantly increase your speed, but also your detection radius. Run if you are sure there's no monsters nearby, or if you were already noticed. Walking slowly also increases your detection range, but much less than running does. If you are standing still, your detection radius is at the absolute minimum, and a monster will have to be very close to you to notice you. Monsters are more likely to notice you if they are looking in your direction. The dog children patrol the area. Even if you think yourself safe, chances are one of them is just around the corner. If a monster notices you, don't panic. Run away. Try to gain as much distance from them as possible. Weave around obstacles. The dog children are looking for an easy prey. Eventually they'll become angry and frustrated, prone to making mistakes, and that's when their senses betray them and they'll be much easier to shake off. After they snap out of it, They'll try to pick up your trail again. At that time, it's important to be far away and as quiet as possible. If you manage that, they'll give up and start searching for easier prey. Now, get to the end of this hallway. Find the stairs leading down. That's where you'll find a temporary refuge. But beware, the dog children are near. I don't wanna... I don't like it. I don't like it. They're growling. But do they hear jumps? Alright, so which button slows me down? This one? No, not this one. That's pause. One of these buttons was walk. This one is walk. Okay. We're just gonna take it nice and easy. They said try to get down this hallway. Where are the dog people? Can't check this bookcase from behind, at least. No books here. I'm gonna guess we can only check things that are sparkly. This is a stealth game. Walking carefully. Maybe I don't want auto dash on. Then again, letting go of a key to run is not that difficult to keep in mind. Haven't encountered anything yet. Not that my sight range is especially wide. At least we can kind of see through walls. There's the bathroom. Going in the girls' side, even though we're boys. Or we seem to be a boy. You would think they'd want, like, doors. Anybody can just walk past that bathroom, even in the hallway, and kind of just see you. Oh, the stairways up is busted. Alright, they said there was a temporary refuge here. Well, The Legend of Sedna Part 2. Do you want to read the book? Sure! Oh, there we go. One day, a mysterious hunter dressed in the finest furs Anguta has ever seen came to their village. Sedna caught his eye, and he offered her father a lot of fish in exchange for her to become his wife. Sedna's father feared that Sedna would just turn down this suitor like the others, and then he would never get the bounty of fish the mysterious hunter promised him. Thus, he decided not to give her the chance to do so. That day, when Sedna and her father were eating together, Anguta added a few drops of a sleeping elixir into Sedna's food. Once Sedna ate her food, she fell into a deep slumber and would not wake for a long time. Afterwards, Anguta gave his sleeping daughter to the mysterious hunter and received a large bounty of fish in exchange. Many miles from her father's village, Sedna would eventually wake to find herself carried by this mysterious hunter. Furious that her father gave her away to someone without her knowledge, she demanded to be returned back to her home. "Beautiful Sedna, why don't you want to come with me?" asked her the hunter. "I am a great hunter. I will take care of you. Stay with me, and you will have the finest furs for clothing and the most delicious food you've ever tasted." Sedna looked upon the hunter and became enamored with his promises. She saw the fine furs he was wearing and thought that maybe she might be better off with him than living with her father. Thus she agreed to go with him and to become his bride. However, Sedna's new husband was no man, for he was just a bird spirit who dressed in fine furs to trick Sedna and her father. Once they arrived to the shore close to the island where he had his nest, the bird revealed his true form, snatched Sedna in his talons, and flew with her to the highest cliffs on the island, where she was to live with him in his nest, surrounded by hundreds of other birds. The promises of Sedna's new husband turned out to be lies. Despite the fine furs he wore to trick her, the bird was a poor hunter, and the only thing he ever brought home were fish. Sedna was forced to live as a bird, with only birds keeping her company. She cried every moment of her husband was away from her father to rescue her, but with each day she began to lose hope. Eventually, Anguta started to miss his daughter and decided to visit the island where the mysterious hunter lived, so that he could see how his daughter lives with her new husband. As he sailed in his kayak to the island, he heard his daughter's cries in the distance. Upon arriving to the island, he saw how horribly Sedna lived with her new husband, and from his daughter he had learned of the bird's deception. Thus, they both boarded the kayak and sailed away from the island, so that Sedna can be free of her lying bird husband. However, Sedna's husband had returned earlier than expected. He noticed Sedna and Anguta sailing away in a kayak and grew furious. He flew after them, and with him hundreds of other birds filled the skies. "If you won't be my wife, then you shall pay with your life!" screamed the bird, and together with hundreds of other birds, they began to flap their wings at great speed, causing a storm of great magnitude. The great waves caused by the wind threatened to sink the kayak of Sedna's father as the birds continued to flap their wings, and Guta grew fearful that he will drown in the icy waters below and wished to avoid that fate.
This is one hell of a kayak, might I add.
Desperate to save his own life, Anguta threw his daughter overboard into the cold sea below, hoping that her death would appease the bird's spirit.
Good God, this father.
However, Sedna didn't sink into the icy depths and desperately held onto the kayak, trying to climb back aboard. Her efforts threatened to sink the kayak, and Anguta grew even more determined to save himself from the stormy sea. Thus, he took out his axe. Sedna's father swung his axe and began furiously chopping off Sedna's fingers so that she would let go of the kayak. Determined not to drown, Sedna held onto the kayak, but with each moment it became harder and harder, as her father continued chopping off her fingers with his axe. Then, once there was nothing left with which she could hold on to the kayak, Sedna at last sank into the sea. As soon as the birds saw Sedna sink below the waves, they stopped flapping their wings, and Anguta could safely sail back to his village. Sedna herself sank deeper and deeper into the sea. The fingers she lost to her father's axe changed shape and became the first whales, seals, walruses, and various types of fish and sea creatures. Sedna's legs turned into a fishtail, and from then on, she ruled the seas, which were her new home, as well as all of its creatures. She would provide great bounty for the fishermen if she were in a good mood, yet if she were angry, she'd make sure that they would return from the sea empty-handed. Those who would flaunt their traditions would be the ones to bring the greatest rage upon her, and bring great misfortune upon their tribe. In her fury, Sedna would drag all of her sea creatures down into the underworld where she dwells. In order to keep Sedna happy, once in a while a shaman would turn himself into a fish and swim all the way down to the underworld where she dwells. There, the shaman would comb Sedna's hair, which she could not do herself, for she has no fingers with which to comb it. Her rage would thus be quelled, and she would release her sea creatures back from the ocean depths, so that the fishermen could bring home the bounty of the seas. And what of Anguta? He ferried the souls of the dead to the underworld, where Sedna dwelled. There they would spend a year in slumber before they were ready to join their ancestors on the moon, where they would know eternal joy.
Well, that story sure went some places. We're almost out of time for this session, so I kind of want to reload and just get killed by some wolves. So let's game end to the title screen. We'll reload back on the previous floor and get killed if there's any wolves to kill us here. Let's go. That was a doggo, just a regular doggo though. All right, reckless running and dying. Let's go. What am I up against? I want to see. Where are the dogs? Are there any dogs to attack us on this floor? There's one. Okay, so they're kind of fast. No! Ow! Okay, so when they hit you, they stop for a second. You don't know where I am? Dang it! Ow! Hop. I now understand the utility of the hop feature. Hop. Ah! Dang it! Well, it doesn't do me any good here. No! I'm dying! I mean, I did want to die. Oh, I wasted all my hops. I can't hop anymore. I tried to jump him. We're dead now. Okay, so you can't just go around a wall to escape them. Good to know. But you know, figuring out their behavior is important to surviving. Game over. No, that's fine. I wanted to experiment with my little bit of free time here. Can I hop this desk? Can I hop desks? This is important to know. No, you cannot. So, if you can't hop, it'll make a little you can't hop noise. Which is the same as the hop noise. Alright, let's see if we can successfully lose a guy now. We've been attacked by one. Can we escape from one? Doggo, spot me. Where are you? Where dog? Where dog? We saw him here before. Where did he go? Dog? Dog? You must be out here somewhere. Dog, find me. I need to learn to escape from you. There he is. Okay. So first I want to see if I can successfully jump over this guy when he's approaching me. Okay, so it looked like jumping actually kind of puzzled him a bit. We have gotten really far away, though. Alright, so how close can I get to them while walking? I'm not holding the walk key. This is the walk key. Where'd he go? God, they're so fast. Okay, so there he is. He still can't hear me. Okay, so you kind of got to keep him on the fringes if you don't want to... Ow. If you don't want to get caught that way. Can I just walk far enough away that he won't? Okay, yeah, so distance can do it too. I don't know if going around the bend helped, but it might have. Oh, I should probably stop recording. I need to get a move on. See, I only needed one episode of this to cover me for Sky Warriors, and I gotta get these videos all ready before work, so that will do it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time with more Amarok's Howl. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.